Hey, Crown Content Publications followers, viewers, supporters, and listeners. Thank you for clicking on my video again today to see what it is I have to say when it comes to this video discussion topic titled TurboTax Basics 2023. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for your support. Hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. This is the hub where publishing and marketing meets, and we support entrepreneurs and writers all year round. And I thought I would come on here and talk about TurboTax basics for beginners a little bit, because me personally, I don't mind saying this really quick because it might be how somebody else out there is feeling when it comes to the upcoming tax season again and why they won't choose TurboTax as an option. Me personally, because of how much I didn't know, or how much time I didn't have to even go research the way TurboTax has been out here helping people. It's the whole reason why I personally, would just go to tax offices and do my taxes, allow a tax preparer to do them there. So that was like a whole reason, which is a dumb reason now that I think about it, but the past is the past. And even if I don't choose to go with TurboTax in the new tax season that's upcoming in 2023, I did learn things like they have this like tax refund calculator where I can pretty much like live assistant services, or expert TurboTax live services where I can literally talk to somebody, get more of a breakdown when it comes to credits I probably qualify for that I didn't know I qualified for, the proper filing status for myself, whatever it might be. I can get that information before I even step into a tax office this year. So I think that's a big bonus. I can have a whole estimate. I kind of know what is going to be what. I'm kind of just going in there making the preparer's job a lot easier this year, hopefully even shopping around. If you are going to go into a tax office, shopping around for a place that can do these services for me for the most affordable price. A lot of you guys, you just walk in there, you know what I mean, you're just like, hey, I want to get it over with, report this stuff to the government, go on about my business, right? But you don't consider how much literally might be coming out of your refund when it comes to their service fee charges and things like this. Yes, December 18th, 2022 at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, right here on the Crown Content Publications YouTube channel, we will have our first live segment where we will be interviewing a professional tax preparer, and we will also be interviewing more tax preparers and business consultants along with accountants. Hopefully these live segments do become a blessing for you entrepreneurs out there, since we already like to kind of talk to you and work with you and promote you on our show. We'll be on live so that you guys can kind of chime in, ask your questions, ask for tips, you know what I'm saying, and things like that, because so much has changed since the pandemic when we talk about tax laws, credits, and all that good stuff. So you don't want to miss it. That's another reason I do encourage you to hit that subscribe button and even give this video a like just to show your support. So this is not going to be a long video discussion topic at all. I just thought I would cover, that way we're all kind of in that mindset right before the close of 2022. Don't let the holidays take over all your time and energy, right? And then even if you do, make sure you're keeping those receipts. Make sure you're keeping up with your budget and data analysis and financial records and things like this. Even in the month of December, I just know a lot of people get to traveling, they get busy, they get to working overtime at this time of the year, so they feel a little overwhelmed when that little season comes, January, February, and they're in a bunch trying to get it all together before they get to a tax office. And once again, don't forget, I'm trying to tell you guys, TurboTax is they're available right now, right? Well, I am recording this in the daytime. Today's date marks December 5th, 2022. So pretty much in a nutshell, all I'm saying is I thought I would cover or give a few tips of things to have prepared or kind of ready and on your side as far as information and data about your own entrepreneurial endeavors in the year of 2022, just to kind of have prepared, because these guys have like specialists on standby, or you have the option to let an expert on the TurboTax platform actually prepare everything for you. It's just that still they can't prepare nothing they don't have information about, right? Your dependents or your your 1099K or your 1099, Schedule C. It's certain things that they will need from you. So, you can't just get on there expecting them to do all the work for you. I'm just telling you what to kind of prepare yourself for, like just the basics, right? So you are going to want to consider your filing status going into the year 2023. You know what I'm saying? Are you filing married jointly? Are you filing married separately? Are you single? You know what I mean? So that seems like not a big deal, but I'm telling y'all, some of us shied away from TurboTax for a long time because we thought it was more than what it really is. When all it is that the better prepared you can come to their platform with your information, the more they can help you. Sometimes for little to nothing, but some of their services are going to cost you. I hope I made that clear somewhere in this video, but if I didn't, I just did, okay? So yeah, in 2021, for example, you had the American Rescue Plan that literally came through in the game, and the IRS was aware of it. Tax preparers were aware of this, but they raised the child tax credit from anywhere to $3,000 to $3,600 for sure, depending on how old your child was, or the child that you're trying to claim that credit for. That was like big news in the year 2021. That's something that you might want to consider or ask a live chat TurboTax expert about, even when you get on there and consider doing an estimate before the year is out, okay? TurboTax, I think I kind of said this already, does allow, calculation estimates for filers, okay? It actually does it for you. Once again, you're just pretty much answering questions, and they are able to kind of round up a number for you, and boom, there you go, there you have it. You also want to kind of research, when you do consider your filing status, you're going to want to go and research that same filing status and what you might be eligible for, especially for you head of householders that have cared for a elder throughout the year 2022, for example, right? That's something else that it won't even hurt to have a tablet of questions that you might want to ask an expert. Once again, whether you use TurboTax or you just kind of use their estimator before 2022 is over, and you kind of just want to take notes of questions you want to ask these experts on TurboTax, that's a totally smart thing to do before you even walk into Jackson Hewitt and H&R Block and all those guys this year, okay? You just have kind of more information. You just come more prepared. It's a whole advice that I'm kind of giving people to actually, take advantage of. Be as prepared as you can before, you even go in the office. You don't want to miss credits where you weren't supposed to miss credits. Nobody wants to do that, okay? So that married jointly and separately and all that is kind of important for you to kind of know, you and your spouse to kind of talk about, or come to the conclusion of long before 2023, because there's perks to filing separately sometimes, and there's perks to filing together. It depends on their household. For example, one spouse might have had medical expenses all of 2022. You know what I mean? One spouse might have experienced job loss. Okay? You're going to want to talk to a tax expert about that, because there are certain things when it comes to job loss, income loss, or business losses that you might want to know about. Okay, that might qualify you guys for a larger deduction. And then, so we kind of went over filing status and kind of just being prepared on that note to talk to a TurboTax expert about. But my next one on the list is tax deductions. So tax deductions is the fun part, not so really, but I'm just being funny. Tax deductions, you want to remember when you are gathering all your information for the year of 2022 going into 2023, something like charitable donations. Some people think that if they didn't make a huge contribution, that their charitable donation means nothing at all. What about that pie you baked for that Thanksgiving drive that the ingredients cost you about $12 altogether just to bake that pie, right? Or you had a whole bake sale for the PTA board at your child's school. It's just stuff like that to think about, right? So you kind of want to calculate and kind of have that prepared. Even when you come to a TurboTax specialist with that information, kind of having those numbers already kind of prepared, your receipts or maybe your statements that prove what you spent on those contributions and things like that. Qualifying dependents or children, just remembering that yes, family members that you might have let stay with you up to 6 months, especially the elderly family members, could qualify you for child tax credit and different other credits. So you definitely want to ask your expert about that. Student loan interest, remembering that because some of you guys are college students out there like myself, how student loan interests are also deductions or deductible worthy. I don't know what words to put it in, but if you pay towards student loans or somebody help you pay towards student loans, you definitely kind of want to bring that up to a live TurboTax specialist, because the reason I keep bringing them up, guys, is you can't beat that. They will give you a whole estimate. They'll sit there and do these calculations for you, so you're kind of already on your A game before you even go in the tax office next year, okay? In 2022, up to $6,000 of qualifying expenses could be used for child and dependent care credit. So anyways, just reminding you guys, if you pay for child care or dependent care in any way, shape, or form, you might can find yourself qualifying for that dependent care credit, okay? That's kind of like separate from child tax credit. That's something totally different. Like if you pay for child care, daycare, babysitting, stuff like that, you definitely want to mention that to your live TurboTax expert who can help you kind of calculate and get an estimate of what that refund might look like next year. And it's just like deductions period, you want to think about that you might qualify for, that you might want to mention, like charity mileage. You were driving to the Salvation Army twice a week, helping out, volunteering, but it was your gas to get there. Medical miles, jury duty fees, because some people at work will still pay you even though you're on jury duty. Then they might turn around and take that back out of your check. It's a lot to discuss there on that end too. Not everybody had jury duty this year in 2022, but it's just something else for us to think about. If you're self-employed, you have a lot to think about and gather and ask a TurboTax live chat specialist, expert, you know what I'm saying, what you might qualify for as far as deductions, because you might have purchased office equipment, software, furniture, the whole works. They do have what you call that home office deduction credit. So, you may or may not qualify. Ask those questions if you were working from home, especially if it was your own business from home. You have the lifetime opportunity credit. Students, college students out there, or that American Opportunity Credit, where you just get that automatic $1,000 if you Y'all know how they go. Oh yeah, I wanted to say that too. This segment is not to go into full details and everything about how each credit works and how it's going to work in 2023. We are going to save those questions for our live segment starting December 18, 2022. So I still encourage you to subscribe to this channel. We will be having live interviews with tax preparers and business consultants as far as those questions you guys might have as entrepreneurs, and what kind of credits you can be looking at for the year 2023. Remembering those IRA and HSA contributions on the side of medical billing and insurance and all that good stuff. Making sure you know what you are eligible for, what you qualify for this coming tax season, okay? So that's pretty much all I got. I just kind of, like I said, TurboTax basics. And remembering that these guys totally do the calculations for you. They'll even, and that part comes with it anyway. Just pretty much a series of questions that they're going to ask you. So you can get an estimate. They'll do the calculations for you, and these are some of the things you want to consider or already have ready to even get that estimate, which is your filing status and probably deductions you have going on. That's just like for a basic return. Once again, those more I'm not going to call them challenging returns, but they have a lot more going on. We're going to have our preparers and business consultants on the show soon, starting December 18th, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. You don't want to miss it. You guys, we're going to open up the chat, and you guys are going to be able to ask whatever questions. I already have questions for these guys, but any of our subscribers or viewers that night and going into the end of January 2023 will also be able to gain tips, gems, knowledge, and just ask questions, when it comes to their returns. Thank you guys for clicking on my video. And until that next time, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe so that you can follow those live segments that we're going to start with tax preparers. If you might be a tax preparer out there who comes across this video before the 18th and you're interested in promoting your tax business or services right here with the Crown Content Publications YouTube channel family, email me at crowncontentpublications@aol.com. I'd love to hear from you so we can set up a time that works for you to come on here live with me, and so you can not only promote your tax business and services, answer some questions for some of us filers out here who might be interested in getting the most qualifying deductions possible, right? And doing it the right way going into 2023. Thank you guys for your support.